Hello everybody, you asked me which one I like better, the Eternal Knife or Truthseeker, or which one is better. So regarding which one is better, I'll tell you, it all depends on the build. And I use this one on certain builds, this one on other builds. It all depends on the build, and of course the enchantments that I get, right? I don't get to choose any enchantment that I have, so it all depends on your drop. Alright? But you can ask me, alright, if you consider the same type of enchantments, well, this is, of course, something that I can, of course, share with you, considering we have the same thing, right? The same enchantment. Which one still, it's a better? Well, again, better for what? So, if you ask me, I prefer the Eternal Knife. Now, what's the differences between them on the dry specs, right, without the enchantment right now and the gilded perk? Well, the Eternal Knife has a shorter range, but again, the range of this weapon is, again, it's not a big difference. But still, this is a sword, this is a knife, so you have slightly longer reach. But again, if you ask me, it's a big difference, it's not a big difference at all. So, whether I think this is really matters, especially in Apocalypse Plus 25, where lots of enemies run after you and shattered ones, no. So, this is definitely not something that will make one weapon better over the other, in my opinion, right? And most of the time, I don't do shift clicking in general. So, this is something that, again, is it's not a big difference. So, but again, this is a sword, this is a knife. The distance of these ones, there is a difference, but not a big one. Other than this, the Eternal Knife has +2 soul gathering. It's better for soul gathering because of the built-in siphon. What's the full name of it? I just need to check it out. I always forget. Where is it? So we can see also the difference between all those. Yeah. So Soul Siphon, alright? So I have level 1 built in. So I have a chance, 5% chance to get 2 souls. 5%, this is low, right? It's 5%, right? But it's nice having it as a perk. I wouldn't probably use it as an enchantment because I can get more benefits for the weapon, both in terms of damage and utility, when I don't have it level 3. So I probably won't use it in the first place. So it's nice having this one, especially when the weapon itself, you see +2 gathering, Truthseeker, +1 soul gathering. So I gain more souls. The Truthseeker has a built-in level 1 increased damage to wounded mobs. But if I care about damage for my weapon, and usually I am, I will go with a level 3 committed. Right? So you can see here, let me use it here. You see, I hit. Again, it depends on the remaining HP of the enemies, but you can see here 2 million and 1.4. There's a difference, by the way, between the melee damage because this one is 251 power, so it's slightly higher, and this one is 249. But basically, it's the same power, speed, and area for both weapons. All right, there's no difference. So again, if I am focusing on damage, I would probably prefer having committed, which I am actually using, right? So other than this, if you look at the specs without the enchantment for a second, but again, we need to consider it in a way, as I told you, I can use committed level 3. I prefer the Eternal Knife. And especially for these weapons that I actually prefer not using any healing on the weapon, and of course Guardians, forget about it, this is a slow weapon, so we're talking about leeching. I prefer not to, because I already prefer using the Wither Armor, which has +50 soul gathering, and again, if you can get it with some good gilded ones, and damage reduction, and it has Life Stealer Aura, and for me this was adequate enough to actually allows me to survive well with either the Eternal Knife or the Truthseeker, especially when using pet build. Again, it depends on the build. Now, why I need more souls? Well, basically because souls build, you're probably going to use some souls artifact. Otherwise, you're not just going to use it for healing for the animal country, right? So basically, some of the artifacts actually consume lots of souls. If I want to spawn, for example, Soul Lantern more often, right? And make sure I always have it active. If I want to spawn, for example, Soul Lantern more often, right? And make sure I always have it active. If I want to spawn, for example, Soul Lantern more often, right? And make sure I always have it active. If I want to spawn, for example, Soul Lantern more often, right? And make sure I always have it active. because this one actually just dies after a certain amount of time. Not, it's a relatively short time. It's very powerful. If I want to use Corrupted Beacon, alright, look at this, Corrupted Beacon, just look at that below, you see? It consumes lots of souls. If I even use Harvester, boom, you see? And those souls that are gone, well, if I want to get them again, I need to have more souls. If I rely on this as the main thing, right, for my build, I want as many souls as possible. So actually having a chance to gain soul as a perk and +2 soul gathering is very beneficial for a soul build, right? So again, if the distance itself of hitting enemies is not that significant at all, especially if you decide to use swirling, for example, right? Swirling, for example, if you, again, this you need to understand that, if probably you already know if you play with this is one combo attack. So each hit, Shockwave and Swirling will activate it, but Swirling won't activate if I do this from far. So when I'm hitting enemies, if I want to keep a bit distance, Swirling won't activate it. So I'm actually losing damage here, damage potential, right? If I'm close, everything will be activated, both Shockwave and Swirling. So basically in a weapon like this, I prefer going to the face, especially with the Eternal Knife, right? Because I won't get these extra souls if I hit enemies with the Shockwave. I only have this when I'm actually hitting enemies with my melee damage. More than this, I love exploding, and this is important for a slow weapon because you want crowd control. This is why I go always with exploding. It's so powerful. Why spend so much time when we can just eliminate the big enemies and everything around is just gone, wiped out, right? And for this, what do you need to do? You want the enemies to be on top of you. You want them to be near you. You want to go fast, so they be on you, so you can actually cause them to explode and deal damage to nearby enemies. What's the point in keeping one enemy coming to you and hit them with, with your weapon, when you want other enemies? Actually, other enemies probably won't be affected by this. So this is why I don't care. Even this slight difference in terms of distance, I prefer going face with this. And this is very, very important because the weapon is very slow, especially even if you use it with mushroom, right? It's still a slow weapon, all right? So again, you can have different enchantments. It's up to you to decide for your specific build what you want to use. However, for the benefits, if I see the benefits of both of the two, considering what I told you right now, the Eternal Knife, by default, putting enchantment aside or considering some enchantments, is the weapon of choice. All right, you can get it with different things. By the way, you can get it, for example, with leeching here, level 3, which is nice. But I like the fact that you can actually strike twice because it increases the chance of gaining souls, and I can deal more damage, right? Especially when I have committed, and Shockwave, right? And I have less competition, of course, with the Shockwave because already high damaging one. So if exploding was even at least kind of competing with the Shockwave, by the way, won't cause enemies to explode. That's the point. So it's kind of really makes almost every hit that I do in melee range cause enemies to explode. So yeah, if you ask me which one I prefer the Eternal Knife. And by the way, this one, Truthseeker, comes with a gilded level 3 weakens enemies attack, which is very good. This is very good one. It's a very good to have because it's a slow weapon. If I can reduce the incoming damage, I can even reduce the incoming damage even for my pass that they deal. So because I'm reducing the damage the enemies deal by 40%, this is a lot. But in general, I prefer having more consistent flow of souls, both to support the synergy with Anima Conduit, to have more souls for my artifacts. This is soul base, otherwise I wouldn't use a soul weapon in the first place. So this is my choice. I'm not saying the other weapons are not viable, but overall, if I'm considering all the builds that I'm actually try to create, I never shared everything, right? I'm only sharing the ones that really works well. But it doesn't mean that those I tested, I haven't found Eternal Knife to be just a better choice overall. I want crowd control, I want high damage for single targets, right? I want to be able to, in certain situations, to enjoy the benefits of the artifact that I'm using, right? And overall, I found the Eternal Knife to be as a core base weapon better than the Truthseeker. Alright? So again, this is my opinion. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to hear your opinion. Why do you think the Truthseeker or the Eternal Knife is better than the other? Let me know in the comment section below. Based on my testing, I tested many builds, by the way. Again, I haven't shared everything. I found the Eternal Knife to be my weapon of choice. Alright? So this is it for this video. Waiting for your comments below. Let's discuss it there. And I'll see you on the next video. Consider subscribing to my channel and give this one a like. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.